Alright, Con, whenever you're ready, and action. Con, don't be like that. I'm sorry I cut you off at the last video, but this is your time to shine. Come on. What do you say? Friends?
From hell's heart, I stab at thee. For hate's sake, I spit my last breath at thee.
That's not very nice. Fine, I'll do this without you. Roll credits! Hey guys, we're back. This is game 3 of the doubles tourney. This time we're taking on Bretonnia and High Elves. And if you've seen Con, you know that means I'm playing Paul. But he's using his Bretonnia this time. I don't think I've ever played against his Bretonnia. And I think until I played one spit in the Bretonnia a week or two ago before this, I don't think I'd played Bretonnia live since 6th edition. I played them on Universal Battle, but I don't think I've played them in a live game. So now I'm having 2 games against Bretonnia in about a couple weeks, which is pretty crazy. Have another quick look at our armies, and I'll say for Magic, my level 1 just rolled for, I think it was Brain Bursters. I traded that in for the Sig spell, and I think Ian has Foot, Headbutt, Hand, and I think he has Fist, and his level 1 actually rolled for the Poison spell, so that was pretty good. We finally got the Poison spell. And we can take a look at their army, and I'll say Paul gave me his army list, but I don't have it with me. I don't know where exactly I put it. But I know he had a Paladin General, Paladin BSB. He has mainly Knights here and a couple of Trebs. And Collins is going to be a very unique synergy they're going to put together with their armies. You can see here he's going to have 3 casters, all on horseback, so that he can try to give the boosted wards to those Knights of the Realm units. And he's also going to have, his core is going to be just completely 3 units of Reavers. And then he's going to have an Eagle, a Frost Phoenix, and he's got 5 Swordmasters for some reason. I guess I was just filling his army out. But their entire army, other than the Trebs and those Swordmasters, are all mounted or flying. It's going to be very, very fast. Now as we look at our deployment, and you don't see in the picture just 1 unit of Wolf Riders and a Doom Diver. There's a big building at the bottom of that picture that's taking up a lot of the zone over there, and I don't think we really wanted our stuff separated. We wanted our stuff to be stacked up. And here's their deployment. And you see they basically got their stuff centered. Just since they're so much faster than us, we didn't want that big building to be like breaking up our army. And here's a pic about halfway through the Vanguards. I thought we had finished Vanguard when I took this picture, but he still had 1 more unit to Vanguard. Which you see here, now he's got his Vanguard in the center. And on the other side, like I said on the bottom of this picture, the building, my Wolf Riders had Vanguarded up. Still 12 inches away from his Reavers, but they're down there. Okay, Animosity. So, not only am I not allowed to roll Animosity in this game, but Ian actually tells Paul and Collins, if you see me roll at all for Animosity, ignore it, whether it's good or bad. I'm not rolling Animosity for this game at all. Let's see what happens. And so we have first turn, and right off the bat, Ian's horde rolls double 1s, and since it's closer to my horde than to the bunker, they're going to be fighting each other. I think they only kill maybe 1 big in each, but almost all our magic and all our fighting stuff is basically stuck in one spot to start off the game. So this is our first turn, and we're trying very hard to keep, at the top of this picture here, to keep his Reavers from killing our Mangler that we have up there. Most of the rest of our army couldn't really move. We had no magic other than our level 1. I think it does get the poison off on Ian's big and horde. And when we go into shooting, We concentrate on the red, Knights of the Realm. We do kill a few of those, but out of 4 Doom Divers, I think we expected more damage than that. And I need to mention, one of our Doom Divers did go after those Reavers that were close to our Mangler, and we were able to kill 4 of them with one shot, but they didn't panic because there's one Reaver left. But the good thing is that Reaver was not in a position where it could go around our units and be able to land on the Mangler. So for at least one turn, we've saved that Mangler. So now we're going in their first turn, and they're moving up cautiously. Their magic, they really only get off a movement spell on that black unit of Knights of the Realm there towards the center. I think his BSB is in that unit. No, his BSB is in the other unit. I'm not sure. Maybe his BSB. I don't know. I think his BSB is in that unit. So that's basically their turn over their trebuchets, and they concentrate on Ian's Biggins, and it looks like the whole back rank's gone there. So I think they killed about 8 Biggins, not counting what we had killed from our animosity fighting each other. And a shot here, their Reavers had shot at my Wolf Riders, and they only managed to kill 1. And I'm going to forget these Wolf Riders are here because that gigantic building is blocking my line of sight. So I'm going to forget I have my Wolf Riders here. I'm going to forget to move them around towards that trebuchet. Spoilers. Alright, unfortunately this is the only good picture I have of our turn 2. Basically, in our magic phase, we get several stomps off on that right red unit of Knights of the Realm, and we kill all of them except for one, and he's got his general and the level 3 Hell Shamans there. We also kill a couple of knights from that black unit beside them, and one of the Doom Divers scatters and lands on the Swordmasters, but we only kill 1. And other Doom Divers, I think they helped in making this knight unit get down some. We did pretty good though. We've basically taken 1 lance out, so that's pretty decent. Now we're going in their turn 2, and you can see a better picture how much damage we did to their units with our Doom Divers and Photogork. So in their turn, he charges his general paladin out into the Biggins, and the Frost Phoenix charges the Biggins. He also tried to charge that center unit of Knights of the Realm to the Biggins, but they failed theirs. And he also tried to charge the other knight unit into the Biggins because they had, I think, +3 movement spell off on them or something, but they also failed. So all he's going to have is a Frost Phoenix and a Paladin, which is very good for us. It's going to help us out a lot. They do put those Swordmasters up to try to block my horde from being able to support, but it shouldn't matter too much because we should be able to fight off that little bit to charge in for right now. They also charge their Reavers at my Wolf Riders that I've forgotten about. And up at the top here where you see the troll, there's Reavers there to charge other Wolf Riders. And there's a Mangler behind them, so even if we lose our Wolf Riders, if we don't lose them all and they pursue, they're going to run over the Mangler and they're going to die too. So it's a little bit of a loss for us, but we'll take out those Reavers. Here's some more from their turn. You can see here their Reavers just wipe out those Wolf Riders. He moves his last knight from that unit that we had decimated behind this building, so we'd have to pretty much put indirect shots on it. I think also one of their trebuchets misfires and destroys itself during the shooting phase. So here's how it looked after combat. Their paladin is in a fight with Ian's champion, and they whip each other. So the champion actually lives. The paladin does nothing. The Frost Phoenix though bails them out, because its Thunderstomp enables them to win this combat, so that they don't have to worry about taking break test. But Ian's still not still frenzy. He loses his frenzy, but he's still steadfast, so he sticks around, and then he's able to pass his test of reform to get more ranks, and to also keep those more knight units from being able to charge in there properly. And then to end things off, we lose 2 or 3 Wolf Riders in this fight where the troll was. They break and they pursue us, and then they run right over the Mangler, and they die. The Reavers die as well, and they come out a little bit ahead on points. But I mean, the Reavers are worth 105, and they could have been very annoying. So it's almost worth it to lose Wolf Riders and the Mangler. But we really wanted those Wolf Riders to hold those Reavers up so we could put that Mangler through that big knight unit there. Now we're going to Orc and Goblin turn 3. I'll go ahead and charge my horde at the little sword masters that are blocking them. And we move up our squigs here to try to start threatening the flanks of these knight units. The trolls fell in stupidity because it's way out of general's range, but we don't really care anymore. It was sort of doing its job early on. So when we go into our magic, I don't think we get much off this turn. I think we try to get an Ere We Go bubble off, and it doesn't. I don't know if maybe Ian didn't have Ere We Go. I think he does. So then we start shooting our Doom Divers. We put an indirect shot on that last last Knight of the Realm that was hiding behind the building. Direct hit, because it veered off, but we were to veer it back on, so it didn't matter. It was an indirect hit because it only counts if you roll a hit. So I veered off 4 inches, rolled back 4 inches, it landed straight on it. I do like 5 hits, I kill it. So that's very good. We got all those points for that. I think an eagle is fighting one of our Doom Divers now, and we do 1 wound to the eagle, and it does nothing to us, and it's a tie. So I think that eagle's tying up one Doom Diver, but it wasn't able to destroy the Doom Diver, which is pretty good. So now we have the combats, and my savages, of course, easily beat the sword masters, but they overrun way more than I really wanted them to or expected them to. And you'll see here this Frost Phoenix is running. This is what happens. He's able to kill the champion in that challenge, but he only does the 1 wound. And the Frost Phoenix can only kill 3 big uns. So we have a 4-4 tie, and we have a musician. So they're losing by 1. The Frost Phoenix doesn't get the reroll for BSB because he doesn't have a high off BSB. So that Frost Phoenix runs, but the Paladin sticks. But we've pretty much saved because now both knight units can't go into Ian's big gun unit, and only one can. And the Frost Phoenix out of the picture, so Ian's big guns are pretty much saved, but I have to worry about my big guns now. So we're going in there turn 3, and exactly what happens. They charge both of those knight units into my big gun horde, and because of the way that Frost Phoenix is, they really can't get fully into there, so I'm going to lose like one little row of big gun attacks. They also rally the Frost Phoenix, and he has his last reaver over here somewhere land on that other mangler, and they kill each other. And let's see here. We've been doing a good job all day. Ian been deciding what to dispel. And we've been doing a good job of keeping them from getting the buffs on the ward saves, but this time we couldn't stop everything. They do get a buff on their BSB unit, which is the one here on the right side of the Frost Phoenix. And so they're going to have 4+ ward, and that's where my war boss is. So that unit's going to have 4+ ward, but we stop the other one from getting any buffs to their ward save. So here's a closer up look at the carnage when we're going into combat. And here Paul's Paladin general is issuing challenges, and Ian's just declining it because my general's right there within 12 inches of his horde, so he's getting better leadership from my general than he does from his. So he's keeping his great shaman alive by just declining the challenges and letting them the savages fight it out against the general, because they still have right now, it looks like 2 ranks and a banner. So they're up by 3 starting, so that Paladin has to kill 4 just to keep from losing combat. And I think it loses again this turn, but he passes his break test. Now when we go into this big gigantic fight, well, first the eagle does destroy that Doom Diver. So we'll get that out of the way. I don't think I have any pictures of the eagle fighting the Doom Divers. Going to the big fight, his BSB is a challenge. I answer it with my champion, because my champion was not in the combat right now. So if I can get my champion into combat by answering the challenge. Going into this combat, he doesn't do that much damage. He kills a few big uns. My 5-up ward helps a lot. I'm not really able to do much damage to him. I think I only kill a little bit, but I kill just enough to stay steadfast. No, actually, I think I don't have steadfast, but I lose by only like 1. So I'm on an 8 with I don't have a reroll because my bunker's way back, but I'm able to make that 8 rolling it. So we've made it past the roughest part. We're going to be okay. Now all we have to do is just move up our bunker with our BSB to support that horde. We're going to have squids coming into flank of that unit of knights, the day is saved. Remember, animosity. I'm not rolling for animosity, though. What could go wrong? Let's see. First, the bunker rolls double ones. So it can't fight with anything, but it can't move. So it can't support that horde we have. That's okay. Not manglers. Squids are going to take care of things. Ian rolls double ones again. So they can't charge. So the very worst that could actually happen, both units rolling double ones, happens. I'm not rolling it. I wasn't rolling it. It wasn't my fault. But this turn single-handedly went from Ian wanting to start Orcs and Goblins to saying, I don't want to start Orcs and Goblins. But wait, we still have magic and shooting. Alright, Foot of Gork on that Frost Phoenix. Foot of Gork goes off. Irresistible. Actually, I don't think it's irresistible. I think they just failed to dispel it. Alright, so we can try to take this Frost Phoenix out. Ian rolls and stomps on that Frost Phoenix 7 times we roll. 7 times he rolls that 4+. Well, 6 times he rolls that 4+, so it's 7 stomps total. One stomp scatters off and hits nothing. One stomp scatters off and hits those knights on the left and kills 2 of them. So that's 5 stomps left. One of those stomps scatters, it hits the Frost Phoenix, but also hits my biggins. It kills 2 of my biggins. They make their ward. No, we fail the wound that time. Okay, well, we still have 4 stomps. All 4 stomps hit that Frost Phoenix. They make 2 wards. We roll 1 time and do 1 wound. 1 time and do 3 wounds. So we've done 4 wounds to the Frost Phoenix. The Frost Phoenix survives 7 stomps. Oh. But we still have 2 Doom Divers. Both Doom Divers fail to wound that Frost Phoenix. That Frost Phoenix survives 7 Foot of Gork stomps and 2 Doom Divers. Oh, God. So we're going to be dangerous going into combat here. First, though, Paul's Paladin loses combat to what's left of Ian's Biggin Horde, breaks, and they run him down. Unfortunately, they stop short of being able to get into this combat. Alright, so now we're going to the dangerous combat. I've got to do something this turn because I know that Frost Phoenix is coming in their turn. Even though it's got 1 wound left, it's still very dangerous. Okay, so my war boss does go to town on the knights he's fighting, even with their ward. I've got them down to where I just have the 2 characters and 2 knights left in that unit. I'm also able to kill just enough knights in the other unit so I stay steadfast, and because they barely kill any of my big guns, because I think, they've got the rubber lance, they've done the lances, now they're mostly strength 3. They're not able to really do much to those big guns. So even though I'd lost Frenzy, because I have a war boss there, and because I've still got lots of support and tags, I'm able to stay steadfast. But it actually doesn't matter that I'm steadfast, because I actually wind up winning the combat. They lose by 1, but they make both their break tests and they stick. So now it's going to be up to what happens when this Frost Phoenix comes in on their turn. So we get into their turn 4, and you can see the Frost Phoenix is dead. Okay, so what happens? The Frost Phoenix charges in. Their magic, they're not able to get any boosted ward saves. They've got their Reaver Knights moved up to block Ian's horde. The Eagle charges that Doom Diver that's behind our bunker there. I think it's the only time you see this Eagle in the fight. You can see that Eagle has 2 wounds on it. So our Doom Divers are doing wounds, but we're not able to kill that thing. Alright, so going into combat, I've got always strikes last because of the R, so the Frost Phoenix does everything, but they are not able to kill. They need to kill 1 more biggin to take steadfast away from us. Alright, so with our last attacks back, after the thunderstorms and everything, I'm able to kill that Frost Phoenix finally and get that Frost Phoenix off the table. But again, we've lost. We've lost by 1. But it doesn't matter. We're still barely steadfast. Ian says, do I want to roll? I said, no, I rolled last time. He rolled. The first dice comes up a 6, the second dice comes up a 1. So we pass. Because that, again, our bunker has been filling animosity. It's way back there, so we don't have a reroll. So we managed to pass another test Hopefully now we have things in hand because we still have those squigs there. The Frost Phoenix is dead. Let's see what happens. So Orc and Goblin turn 5. I want to say that bunker failed animosity again. So it's stuck there. So if that eagle kills the Doom Diver, they're going to be on a 7 reroll just to see if they run off the table or not. But okay, so we still can't support, but the squigs pass animosity. I want to repeat, the squigs pass animosity. They get the flank of these knights. So we're really hoping now that things have settled. Ian goes ahead and charges what's left of his horde at those Reaver Knights. So that's going to be pretty much the game here, fighting here. So as you can see here, first our last Doom Diver gets an indirect shot off on that level 3. It actually hits it and kills it. Then we have, we wipe out the Reaver Knights. I think we actually get a bubbled ere we go off. So all those savages are re-rolling in my unit. Between my war boss and everything, I'll wipe out everything except for his level 1 high elf mage just there. I even killed, the BSB, when it breaks, it kills itself. The squigs wipe out everything except for the level 1 half mage over here on their side. So when they break, all that's left is just the 2 level 1 high elf mages, which you see down, I think, they're bottom of the table here. So this is pretty much how the game ends. All they have left is those 2 level 1s. They have, I think, 1 trebuchet and the eagle. I don't even think we fight that combat with the eagle. So they're basically conceding right now. It's over. All right, so we have a victory to the double orcs. That was a complete nail biter. There was several times there where like a failed break test and the game was going to swing one way or the other. We had a lot of bad luck for failed animosity, but we passed those break tests, which really saved things for us. So we wound up winning the tournament. All we had to do, they come and told us like on turn 3 that as long as we got a draw, we were gonna win the tournament. So we didn't bother to add up the victory points to see whether we had a massacre or not, since we knew we had to win, so we didn't have to worry about figuring things up. But it was a lot of fun. Almost got Ian convinced to play orcs, not quite. Maybe he said if he played, he had to put a black orc in every unit. This was a lot of fun. I do think that allied together, orcs are stronger than as a single army, which is crazy. I don't know if there's any other army that's really better at this point level, doubling up, than orcs. I think you can get 2 demon princes without flight tooled up, so that probably is still the best. But I think this is a very, very strong when you double up like this. So this was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't think I'm going to play again until Grail Quest. That's at the end of the month. I'll see you guys then, and talk to you later.